Before we get into this video, I'd just like to mention that this whole video is based off of Once Upon an Island. You should go subscribe to him. I'm subscribed to him, as you can see, but he does basically this video but for Survivor. If you are a big fan of Survivor and you enjoy this video, please check out Once Upon an Island. He is the inspiration for this video. I thought I would try doing what he does for total drama characters. That is it. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Every season of Total Drama is a story. It has main characters, sidekicks, comic reliefs, and villains. A good season of Total Drama tells a compelling story that has you rooting for someone and against someone else in hopes that it all ends in a satisfying conclusion. Each story that we look at together will go through one character's journey from beginning to end, from the time they are introduced to when they inevitably don't receive a marshmallow or win the game. We will look at every character moment and strategic move to determine whether they are a hero or a villain, and whether they are a good or bad strategist. And with that, welcome to the story of Gwen. Now, for reference, no future seasons will be referenced, as the story and characters here have no idea about what happens in those future seasons. Now, the season has finally started out now, and we are getting introduced to all of the campers. Now, the first thing that Gwen chooses to do is, well, rip up all of the contracts that Chris has with him, and this could be considered villainous, but lots of people seem annoyed by the camp, and that's kind of, I'm guessing, the main reason she did this, so I'd say it's neither heroic nor villainous. Gwen's little smile here and the relationship with Trent are heroic moments for her, so this is heroic.
Communal bathrooms? But I'm not Catholic.
Not communion, communal.
It means we shower together, idiot.
No, come on!
Stuff like this will get Gwen a villainous moment. Her being mean to Lindsay for pretty much no reason is villainous. Episode 1 finishes before the challenge starts. So then episode 2, we kick things off with the challenge. And the first challenge is to jump off of the cliff. Now, in this challenge, it's based on everybody individually jumping off, and the team, whichever team has the most people jump off wins. And what does Gwen do? This will be considered smart and heroic, because it's smart to keep the team strong, while also heroic in being brave and jumping off the cliff.
Yep, this camp pretty much still sucks. But now that I'm here, I guess I might as well actually try to win.
To the Screaming Gophers!
Go Gophers! Go Gophers! Go Gophers! Go Gophers! Go Gophers!
The confessional, as well as the after party after the challenge, will come together as another hero moment. Now we move on to episode 3, and that episode is started with the whole 20K run, and then followed by Chris announcing the feast.
What did you just say?
Who's hungry?
After a whole week of brown sludge, I almost cried when I saw that buffet.
This kind of stuff is kind of just heroic type stuff for everybody, in that, like, everybody's super excited about getting some actually good food for once.
Okay, favorite song?
She would be loved. Favorite color?
Midnight Blue.
Ooh, mysterious. I like that.
During the challenge, Gwen and Trent decide to start bonding, and their whole relationship is it's a very heroic type thing for this game.
Which means the official winner of the Awake-a-thon is Gwen! The the screaming Gophers win!
Similar to jumping off the cliff, this is a hero and smart moment. Smart because she won the challenge for her team, so she doesn't have to go to the elimination ceremony, as well as being heroic in that she was the hero for her team that won them the challenge. So it is a smart and heroic thing for Gwen. We've reached episode 4, and geez, Gwen just takes some abuse in this episode. That builds sympathy. This is heroic, clearly. Gwen's team, the Gophers, end up losing the challenge, and they end up going. This leads to Gwen going to her first elimination ceremony, and luckily for her, she is not the one voted out, and it's assumed that Gwen is in fact in the majority vote for Noah, who is the one who goes home here. It is smart that Gwen is able to avoid elimination as well as being in the majority of her team's decision. We move on to episode 5, and this episode is started with the challenge. In the challenge, they are supposed to do a talent show, and they need to start getting people from their team to be a part of this challenge.
Are you gonna audition?
Doubtful. You should be in this, though. I heard you the other night by the dock. You're really good.
Like I have said, Gwen and Trent is just a heroic side of this season for Gwen.
Where are you going? Anywhere that's not here.
Gwen is being kind of dumb here in choosing not to help her team with the challenge. This could cost her in the end if her team were to end up losing, and they could blame her for not taking part in the challenge. So this is just a dumb move. More Trent and Gwen stuff, like them hanging out here on the dock. That's just continuing to add more heroic stuff for Gwen. So, hero moment.
It's you! Hi! What are you doing here outside the cabin, Gwen?
Trying to get into the cabin?
Oh, you're trying to get into the cabin! That's very interesting! Wait, stay here! We can give hands together! And you could totally use one.
Lindsay is being so obvious here. The fact that Gwen doesn't see that something is coming is just... it's dumb. Heather sucks, man. Poor Gwen in this situation. Heather's just being so mean to her and reading her diary, and Gwen just having to take that. That earns her another hero moment. So, yeah, you can have another hero moment, Gwen. Gwen is on the not majority vote here. It is quite clear that she did in fact vote for Heather. She was one of the people that voted for Heather, and that was not the outcome that ended up happening. Her not voting for Justin and not being in the majority is a dumb choice. Obviously she makes it through, but it is dumb for her not to be in the majority vote, showing that she is on the lower half of the team. I mean, not really, but she was for this vote. So yeah, this is a dumb move for Gwen in the end.
If that evil little cow thinks she's getting away with this, she has another thing coming.
Did you say you brought a red ant farm with you?
Yes.
Sweet dreams, everyone.
It is heroic for Gwen to stick it to Heather, but you can't call it not villainous for her to literally harm another person by putting red ants in their bed.
Ugh, she is so the next one to leave.
Who?
Who do you think? She dumped Harold's red ant farm into my bed.
Yeah, but you did read her diary out loud to the entire world.
So?
So, I was pretty harsh.
She is going down.
This shows that Gwen is being put out as a target by Heather, and that is a dumb for her to be being put out as a target right now.
There's enough air for an hour. You only need to do 5 minutes.
As long as we decide to dig you up.
Not funny, Chris.
Sheesh. Take a pill.
I'll be listening the whole time. Just yell for me if you panic and I'll dig you right up.
Goodbye, cruel world.
Facing her fear and helping her team win sounds smart and heroic to me.
Oh, that is just cruel. It's probably warm by now. Warm, green, jelly, snotty, bouncy. Ugh.
This is kind of funny, but it is villainous. But it is also smart for her to try and psych Courtney out in an attempt to get her team the win.
Come on, Gwen. You and me, open water. What do you say?
Friend, you have to come with us.
Fine, but I'm in charge.
That's the way I like it. Yes, yes, yes. It is so on.
Cody? He's like an annoying brother. A really annoying little brother.
Gwen kind of is putting Cody in an arm hold and, like, calling him annoying. He hasn't really done anything up to this point, so I feel like this is just unnecessary and kind of villainous. More stuff like this does happen throughout the episode, specifically, like, when she hits him with the oar. She does that a couple times, hitting him once, just, like, kind of, I don't know where exactly she hits him with it, another time, like, in the crotch, but the fact of the matter is, This stuff is more warranted because he is just being annoying and being creepy, asking for a bra and stuff, so we'll let it slide.
This is very touching, guys, but we've still got a challenge to win.
This is on the smarter side of things because she is getting her team back focused on the challenge where they need to keep their focus on right now. Gwen does give Cody her bra, which is weird, but she's doing him the favor that he asked for. And because he helped her out, so she helps him out. So I guess this is heroic, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. We move on to episode 9, and Gwen kind of just disappears in this episode. She doesn't really do much. I will say she does just disappear into the woods with Trent, so I'm confused. What are they doing? She doesn't do much in the challenge, but her team does end up losing, and they end up voting out Cody. And I'm pretty sure that Gwen is in the majority vote here. And as I've stated, being in the majority vote is, in fact, a smart move to be in the team consensus of things and kind of being in with your team, I guess. I don't know. Just like episode 9, episode 10 arrives, and Gwen is not very much a part of this episode. This episode is mainly focused on Beth, Heather, and LaShawna when it comes to their team, so Gwen kind of takes a back seat in this whole episode. But just like before, their team ends up losing, and they have to go vote someone off. And and I'm pretty sure, just like Cody, of course, they don't really give us entirely who voted for who, but it is, like, kind of assumed that, yes, Gwen did, in fact, vote for, Beth in this episode, along with the majority, making it, ultimately, it was smart, like usual, the being in the majority. So, another smart move by Gwen in being in the majority.
Choo!
Need a little echinacea?
Ow, you're so funny. You think that you can just lock me up in a freezer and get away with it? I am gonna make you sorry that you ever met me.
Too late.
You are such a Ugh! I hate this place.
Gwen making fun of Heather for being sick will count it as another hero moment because it's Heather. It's heroic to be against Heather.
Looks like the Gophers have won the first challenge.
Yeah! Crap.
winning part of the challenge for her team is heroic and smart.
Ooh, that's a point for the killer bass.
Sometimes the universe just gives you a freebie.
Okay, I was willing to let the making fun of her for having a cold slide, but I don't think I can call, I think I gotta call this villainous. Sorry, Gwen. Now, Gwen and Lashana do end up winning the challenge for their team, but not really, because they technically lost the challenge. So, while they do win the challenge for their team, this won't really count for anything, I'll say. This episode is another one that doesn't have much of Gwen, despite the fact that she technically wins the challenge for her team individually. So, but there are some moments in here that are heroic, specifically both the party and her just winning the challenge. Very, just heroic moments. Also smart of her to get the win for her team.
It's probably for you.
Really? I was gonna say it was for you.
But Trent is totally crunching on you. I've seen the way he always scams an extra muffin for you.
More Trent-related stuff, more hero moments for Gwen. And, yeah.
Then again, Jeff probably couldn't pronounce haiku, let alone write one.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. He's just not exactly the scholarly type.
Gwen kind of just bashes Jeff's intelligence here, which I'd say is villainous.
Tell you what, Betty. I'll bet you 2 nights dessert that the poem was for me.
Oh, I'm up for that. Down with that. Whatever, you're on!
This whole argument is just really stupid for both of them, and just kind of villainous in general, them just being stupid.
Okay, so it wasn't Trent or Jeff.
Yeah, plus we kind of just assumed it was for us. Well, whoever it is, we're gonna find out. Deal?
This whole situation was really dumb. Their argument was really dumb, but nice that they made up in the end, I guess. So Gwen can have another hero moment, you know.
Really?
Watch it with this one. She's trouble.
Smart of Gwen to warn Bridget about Heather usually lying, but dumb of her to do it right in front of Heather. Gwen doesn't really this challenge doesn't really do much for the whole the series because, well, there's no elimination, but Gwen with the girls doesn't really cause many problems, and she's just more positive in this little challenge. So I will give her another heroic moment, except for here where she is telling Heather to just eat.
Whoa, that was harsh.
Don't talk to me.
Are you still mad about the whole burying you alive thing?
Yeah.
Gwen's cold shoulder here to Trent is kind of villainous, and is especially with his thing being just a kind of a reasonable mistake in a way, and also it's just dumb strategically because you're just kind of being being distant towards one of your closest allies.
I'll never forgive myself for that one. You know, you're totally the last person here I'd leave buried in the sand if I had a choice.
Really? That's so sweet.
Wow, they patched that up quick. Plus, it's another Gwen and Trent moment, so hero moment, woo! Now, we have reached the merge, so that means that every single episode will, in fact, have a vote that Gwen is competing in. Well, not everyone, because, I mean, some of the episodes are kind of stupid eliminations that are they're just dumb. So, I will say, not every episode will have an elimination, but still, here, there is an elimination, and Gwen is part of the majority for Eva. So, like I've said before, being in the majority vote, being with the consensus on who goes home, it's smart. We reached the next episode, and oh boy, is it a roller coaster of emotions for Gwen, let's say that much. This episode definitely is a big one for Gwen, but it does start off with Trent helping her out with the challenge and getting the skunk stuff, the skunk, and then it ends with her kissing Trent. And and I'm sure you can probably guess, this is definitely a heroic moment for Gwen. The fact that Question isn't sussed out by this or just doesn't question it at all is dumb. She's just, I think she's just underestimating Lindsay. Gwen comes up to try and meet Trent at the dock of shame, like the letter that Lindsay and Heather left for her. And she finds Heather kissing Trent, and she runs off crying. And yeah, this is Gwen is the hero in this situation. She can have another hero moment.
What about you? What's up?
Well, you see, what happened was...
Gwen tells Lashana about the whole thing with Trent and Heather, and this does result in Lashana going and telling everybody about it and getting them in an agreement to try and vote out Heather. But this does end up backfiring, and it ends up voted, and it ends with when Heather gets immunity, and then it ends up causing Trent to be voted off. This isn't dumb, her telling Lashana, but it is dumb that she didn't vote with the majority and is losing one of her closest allies, even if they kind of just got into maybe a fight type thing.
Whatever happened, happened. At least we both know that we're still okay. We're still okay, right?
Yes.
I want you to be tough and fight to the end, for both of us. I'll be watching and cheering for you back home.
Trent, you have an appointment at the Dock of Shame and a ticket for the Boat of Losers. Let's go.
This final goodbye is pretty sweet between the two and is just the big cap on their little relationship. So yet another hero moment in there for their goodbye.
I wonder where Duncan is hiding.
How should I know? It's not like the guys are forming a guys-only alliance or anything. Okay, they are forming one, but I'm not a part of it. Okay, you broke me. There is an alliance and I joined it and I'm not supposed to tell you, but I did. There, are you happy?
Wow, I really had to drag that out of you.
This is more Owen being an idiot than Gwen being smart, but she does get the guys' alliance information, which is smart. And then, of course, I think you can add in, like, oh, she goes to the girls and tells them about it as well, so that can also be the thing that gets her the smart moment. Of course, that her finding out about the guys' alliance doesn't even matter because the girls decide to be stupid. And even though they talk about deciding to vote together, they just don't. They just decide that they don't want to vote together. In fact, I'm pretty sure Izzy also doesn't even vote with any of the girls. I think she votes with the guys. So just straight up, they're just dumb. They end up being dumb in the end. So who really cares? So. Yeah. We can just skip over the next episode. Gwen doesn't really do much in this episode, but, you know, I had to include this little clip in here somehow.
There was hardly any hacking. Not like Bloodbath 2, Summer Camp Reign of Terror.
No way. That's my favorite movie. I love when the killer jams that guy's hand into the lawnmower.
Or when he pushes the chick off the dock and then she lands on a propeller blade that slices her in half.
Or when he shoves that big dude's head inside the wood chipper!
Duncan and Gwen here have a bit of a nice friendship moment. They have more of a just nicer friendship type thing in this season, so it's pretty heroic on their side.
I say we go back to camp and talk strategy. Who's in?
Gwen is bringing out her smart side right here, showing, just trying to make a game plan and having everybody stick together. She's being smart with this challenge.
Are you okay? I heard screaming.
I'm fine, but you might want to check on DJ. He ran out of here like he saw a ghost. Can I have my shower in peace, please?
Ooh, I wouldn't do that if I... Fine. Suit yourself. By the way, that's a great look on you.
Gwen is willing to run into what could be dangerous and check to make sure everybody's okay. She is being heroic here, and just making roasting Heather is just a cherry on top.
Ow! Oh, that was totally uncalled for. Man, I am so out of here. I was treated way better in prison.
She just kicked the crap out of him. I don't care if he thinks it's uncalled for. That is a badass hero moment, and also very smart, because she ends up winning immunity because of it.
Yes! I win the dinner. Yes! Bring me duck soup. Peking duck. Duck à l'orange. Chocolate mousse. No, chocolate duck. I win!
Gwen manages to win the challenge and win a reward here. This is a heroic moment.
Huh. I guess they're just jealous.
Sometimes people are just kind of annoyed by Gwen in this situation. She is kind of being a little cocky with her victory, so I think this is a dumb/villainous type moment.
One marshmallow, 2 players. Izzy, Gwen, one of you has spent your last night on Total Drama Island.
Gwen ends up being in the bottom 2, showing that she did at least get 1 vote, and that is definitely in a dumber side of things.
6 long weeks. I don't know how much more of this I can take. The person who's creasing me the most? Jeff. The guy is in a permanently good mood. No one is always in a good mood. And if he says dude or cool or eats with his mouth open one more time, I think I'm gonna seriously damage him.
Jeez, what did Jeff do to Gwen this episode? I don't know. I don't understand. How is he all of a sudden the most annoying when Heather is still there? I think it's villainous of Gwen to not like Jeff right now. That just is mean.
Oh, cheesecake's delish.
I am not here to try the food. This is a contest.
Gwen is being smart and trying to get them to speed up the pace, but at the same time being villainous and just shoving the spoon into the Jeff's mouth. That's kind of villainous. It's weird how Heather is being the nicest when feeding someone food.
Be totally perfecto for your Wawanakwa scrapbook.
Scrapbook? Why will you not take this seriously?
What's...
Do I need to explain why this is villainous?
Isn't in your DNA. It's a state of mind.
Yeah?
When we get off this island, you are coming to an awesome party, Shamois!
Sweet.
Yeah, baby. You're getting the lingo down already. Woo!
I'm not sure I'm ready for the woohoos yet. Woo?
We'll work on it.
Gwen is finally lightening up to Jeff and doing all the party stuff. This is a little heroic little thing for her. A nicer moment with Jeff. We get to the elimination, and it is Jeff who ends up going home after Gwen and him had that whole bonding thing. She dumps up and decides to try and defend and ask why they would have kept her around over him in the fact that he's just super nice. And this is a heroic moment. But I will say, her being in the bottom 2, and also trying to defend and trying to argue that she should be the one going home, I don't think that counts as smart.
My lens!
I went back to Boney Island. I'm sorry. There might be just a little bit of Lake Wawanakwa in it.
Makes it a better souvenir, right?
Right. Bye, Jeff. And thanks.
Wait up! Say cheese!
Gwen was quite harsh to Jeff throughout this episode, but she ends off with a heroic ending. Going back and getting his camera from Boney Island is pretty extra and heroic. Skip.
Frowning like a big suck won't bring Lashana back, you know. It'll just give you premature wrinkles. Oops. Too late.
Why don't you just put us out of our misery and vote yourself off?
Gwen is rightfully mad and it has a realistic response to Lashana getting voted out. So, yeah, and heroic. Just heroic. Stealing from each other is smart and villainous in the end, so we'll just villainous and smart.
I can't believe they stole all of our supplies.
Never underestimate a known criminal.
It's dumb that they ended up losing all their stuff to the guys. What can I say?
Wake up! The fire! The girls! Our stuff! It's gone!
What? Oh, the map!
They did a great job conning the guys into getting their stuff back. This was a very smart move on their hand, and helps and is ultimately, I think, what does end up getting them the win in this challenge.
You played the game well. Sorry you had to lose over sticky buns.
Like I said back in the slasher movie episode, Gwen and Duncan's friendship is just pretty heroic, and honestly any more like relationship type stuff is heroic. So yeah, heroic. We reach the final three, like, confessionals, as all of them get a lot of confessionals. Gwen doesn't say too much in these, but one thing that she does says is that she was pretty much being herself the whole time, and I think that and didn't really have to lie that much. So I don't think she specifically said that, but she was able to be herself, and I'd say that is relatively heroic in these type of games. Now, when it comes to the challenge, Gwen does do quite a few dares, and some pretty tough dares at that. So I feel like she goes through quite a bit in this episode, similar to her just kind of taking abuse in the one episode. I feel like it's she shows how tough and strong she is, and in my opinion, that is a quite heroic thing to do.
If you help me take down Heather, I'll share my winnings with you.
What if you don't win?
I'll swing for a box of donuts.
The lady drives a hard bargain. Deal! Chris, I'd like to give away half my freebies.
Okay. Are you sure?
Hello? Ixnay on the Unspirit.
Gwen is being very smart here, getting Owen to making this deal with Owen to give her a bunch of extra freebies, and also in an attempt to take down Heather. This is a very smart strategic move.
Yeah, I know, it's complicated. But here's the rub. You lose, they win.
No way!
Yes!
Gwen and Owen's victory over Heather is smart and heroic.
The people here sucked. They were nothing but a bunch of backstabbing, manipulative, two-timing, fame-hungry, dim-witted, certifiably insane, really weird, psychotic, redneck, overbearing, goody-goody, know-it-all, party-obsessed jerks.
Gwen decides to slander a bunch of people in one of her final confessionals, and this is just villainous to just be against everybody, basically. We get to the two, like, pleading their cases on why they should win the million, and Gwen doesn't really do good in getting people on her side. I mean, it doesn't end up being, like, the main decision, but yeah. Yeah, dumb of her to not get as many people on her side as Owen did with the challenge. In the end, Owen does end up beating Gwen in the final challenge because of the people that Owen managed to get on his side. A lot of people decided to side with Owen, and that resulted in them working together to try and get Owen to win by getting, like, the brownies and stuff. And in the end, Owen does beat Gwen, but that doesn't stop Gwen and Trent from having one last moment before it is all over.
Gonna be one heck of a party.
Aren't you forgetting something? Ah! Put me down!
Say you'll go out with me. Come on, say it.
Okay, I'll go out with you!
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
So let's break this down. How was Gwen as a character? She definitely was on the heroic side, feeling as if she was the main character of this season. She was constantly up against Heather as the main force against her, other than maybe Lashana, but Gwen was always seemingly the biggest, or the more, being given more screen time, more confessionals, and that shows in this season. Gwen feels very much like the main character, and almost the hero of the story. Out of 52 character moments that Gwen had in this season, 37 were heroic and 15 were villainous. This makes Gwen a hero in Total Drama Island. Now, how was Gwen as a strategist? She definitely was a more emotional player, which sometimes can definitely take her out, but she definitely had her head in the game the whole time, and that is very smart at the same time. Out of 33 strategic moves that Gwen made in this season, 20 of them were smart, and 13 were dumb, making Gwen a smart strategist in Total Drama Island. That is the story of Gwen in Total Drama Island. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Did I miss anything? Do you think that do you think I got everything right here in this video? Did you enjoy this video? Please leave a like, please subscribe, comment down below if you enjoyed the video, if you liked this, if you didn't like this. Would you like me to do this again? I've really enjoyed this. It was a lot more work than my usual videos, but this is something new that I think I would like to try out, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you guys next time.